Yes, my people, I'm just gonna do a quick market review. So based off the 5 minute chart, we can see that price was making a high, and hopefully we take out this low based off the 5 minute chart. So price is bearish. You can see that price has potentially gotten above the SMA. So I know a lot of people that would have planned that SBS as 1, 2, that's the 3, and obviously 4, 5 with a sweep over here. But even with this, you wouldn't quite get a. I mean, 618 this wins, but would you have taken this in the time of price playing out like this? Probably not. If I do go to my 1 minute chart, yeah. So based on the 1 minute chart, yeah, I wouldn't have probably entertained this. But I know people out there that potentially would have. Um, but yeah, so let me just remove that. I wouldn't have taken this, but I'm just showing you how someone out there could have potentially taken this. So when you let price play out, okay, so price was now bullish based off the SMA, and we actually had SBS over here. I don't know if you would have potentially chosen it, but this was a high. Price took out this high. And obviously within here, it's not probably the best quality SBS, but that's BO1, this will be BO2, 3, obviously price already set 4, 5. We tapped into this area here, my last down up candle. So this is my SNDR. And then we can see how price pushes up very nicely and price shoots up. So we had another market structure break over here. And if you let price play out, you can see that price just ranges throughout. And obviously my trading time's done now, but let's just see what happens. So even here, you can see that price actually did close above here. And within here, what did we do? We tapped into this last down up movement. Probably not the best SBS, but we can make shift where that's your 1, that's your 2, that's your 3, obviously swept 4, and then that's your 5, or 4, 5, really depends up to you. But we can see how just by following the trend and understanding where you are, I don't see how you would have lost the trade. I mean, I can see how you would have lost the trade, but to be fair, there wasn't much setups really going on for you to even try and force a trade. Because when we go back to the 5 minute, this is what price looks like. When we go to the 1 hour, this is what price looks like. So remember, if this is we've come from this area here. We've come from this area here. So this is my protected low, and this is my weak high. And until price disrespects this protected low, price is still bullish, guys. Yes, I know that we might have hovered around the 200 SMA, but overall price is still bullish. We haven't had a strong push down, a reaction of the 200 SMA, and we started to continue lower. We just kind of meditated around it, and price had a nice reaction, pushing back up. So when you have your bias from a higher time frame and you take it down to your lower time frame, you're not gonna have much issues in terms of trying to take a trade, because you are now in sync with your higher time frame. So in terms of trades, there wasn't much, but then it depends on how you deem to see the markets. So it's either you potentially taking this one, or potentially you'd have taken this one, but both of these are not A star, setups. However, as you guys already know, see the setup, trade the setup. But yeah, that's it for NQ. Let me now go on gold. Okay, and then for gold, if I go my 1 hour chart, I mean, you say that price is bullish. We have a bullish SNDR, so potential price might want to tap into here and then continue higher as we've come from this market structure break. So there's always a possibility that price might react from here and continue higher. We go to a 5 minute and you can see that price is actually bearish based off the SMAs, and technically if I draw my fib from this low to this high, then there's also a possibility that price might come back, mitigate something and continue lower, and that wasn't the case. We've now taken out this low, so now this is my new zone. And then if we let price play out, we can see we don't quite sweep, as this would have been my SBS, this would have been my 1, this would have been my 2, my 3. Obviously we don't quite get the sweep, which is alright, as we have at least mitigated 50%. We have at least tapped the 618. So potentially if I want to get in, we can see that price was making a low, higher high, higher low. So now essentially, if let me just go to 1 minute, show you guys. So essentially on the 1 minute, price needs to take out this low here, and then I might look for something. Let price play out. Okay, so price takes out these lows, but this is just an internal flip, and really and truly we need to take out these lows, and then we let price play out. Okay, so price does that right now, but we can now see that we've gone way past our trading time. So in terms of trying to look for a trade on gold, it wasn't there for the PM, but we understood that based off my 1 hour structure, price is still bullish. However, it just looks like on our lower time frame, price was pulling back, hence why you may have been able to capitalize on the shorts. So if I wanted to take the longs from this zone in what's it called, continuation of my 1 hour chart, then I'll need for price to take out this high to give me a market structure break. So MSS, market structure shift, and then once that's happened, followed by potentially an MSB, when we get above the 200 SMA, then I can start looking for my trade long. So you guys already know the drill. I don't have to say too much. But yeah, so there's no trade on gold, but sometimes these things are gonna happen. And now let me go to EU. Okay, so for GU, based off my 1 hour chart, price is bearish, and then obviously for this, let price play out. So we came back and we set this level here. So we had this area here, and then we've had SBS 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That the 618. So now what can I do? Go down to my low time frame, look for flip, and then I might take the trade lower. So technically, let me just see how price plays out. Yep, no trade. Wait, let's see. Okay, so we've come back to mitigate at least a 50% of the zone now, and obviously that's now caused a internal market structure break. So obviously these lows need to get taken, and then I might look for a trade short. And obviously if you let price play out, so price just keeps making its way higher. Oopsie. Okay, so now we're going into the PM session. So now we have actually flipped bearish. We are now below the SMAs as well. So now there's two things you could do. You could either enter off the first flip, which I don't normally suggest, but that's your 1, that's your 2, that's your 3, 4, 5. Reason why I don't enter off the first flip, because sometimes it's a fake flip and price just keeps reversing the other way. Obviously we tapped the 618 as well, but I wouldn't have entered this. I'll just wait for a confirmed flip. Yeah, I'll just waited for a confirmed flip. And obviously if you let price play out, see price works out there really nicely, and obviously price dumps, and obviously we've taken out our previous lower low, so we already knew that price was bearish based off the SMA and this was structure, because price was making low, high, low, high, low, high, low. Obviously we came here, swept these lows, tapped here, mitigated, tapped this area of supply and demand, and then we can see we continued back down. Not rocket science, but we can see where we are within price, below the 200 SMA, below the 20 SMA, and yeah, just textbook stuff, just looking for the same things over and over again. Obviously if you entered off the first flip, this is a success. However, after that, if you just let price play out, we don't quite, let me just clear my charts, so we don't quite come back after that. Yeah, we don't quite come back, and yeah, so price just keeps going back down. So yeah, guys, I don't have to say too much. I don't want to make this video too long, but I'm wishing you guys a good morning, good afternoon, a good evening, and a good night. And always remember, guys, that victory belongs to the most tenacious. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace, ciao, good night.